1, 2, 3, clap. Close. You were close that time. Not quite there.
I'll keep trying.
Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Over there in Scotland, judging my Nintendo 64 hoodie because it's not from Vegas, that's Brogan Hastings.
And over there, salty because I've got a Las Vegas Vader Zim t-shirt. That's way Joe Benassi.
I'm not salty that you got the Vader Zim shirt. Speaking of salty, I made cookies, and I put, they were not very nice cookies because they were made from scratch, and I was following a terrible recipe, but based on what ingredients I had in the house.
Yeah.
And yes, I had flour. Perfect. The only reason I had flour is because I needed flour for cooking other food.
Yeah.
And the reason that I did have flour for needing to cook other food is that the flour that I already had in the cupboard was so old, it expired in 2020. Yeah. Because that's okay. I threw that out. It had been opened once and a tablespoon had been taken out. Because whenever I buy flour, I only need a tablespoon of it. And for $1.30 or something for a fucking kilo of flour, who cares, right?
Yeah.
So I threw that out and I was like, oh, I must have already bought another thing of flour because here's another one. Oh, this one expired in 2021, unopened. Also into the bin. And then I did some more culling of spices, flavor spice packets and stuff. I threw out I don't know, it was a lot, and the bin bag was extra heavy when I took it out to the trash.
How empty were your cupboards?
The cupboards are not even close to empty. This was just one shelf. And this was the, I don't know, I don't have a real name for this shelf, but if I had to call it anything, it would be the meal portion of the cupboard. For your meal bases. I don't know what you call them. Taco seasoning, for example. There you go. That's the sort of shit. But that flour was definitely the worst at 2020 expiration date. Bought during the height of the pandemic.
Yuck. No, you must have bought it a good couple of years before, surely.
Yeah, no, you're right. Exactly. I was just thinking, because I couldn't have bought it at the height of the pandemic because you couldn't fucking get basic staples like that, could you?
Exactly. Yeah. Flour takes ages to expire, so the fact that it expired 3 years ago, I mean, that flour must be older than me.
The flour was manufactured in 1991.
Yeah.
But do you reckon it would kill you if... it probably wouldn't kill you. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you ate it raw, there's the potential for E. coli, so it could kill you. And that's any flour.
But if you used it, could it... I don't think it could kill you. I think it would make you very, very ill. Or if it didn't make you ill, it would taste absolutely fucking rank.
What? I don't know if flour can taste... No one's eating just plain flour because it tastes disgusting anyway.
No, so but if there's a rotten ingredient in there, you'd know. You'd know. You'd be like, this cookie tastes off. Why does it taste off?
Well, my cookies today just tasted very much like flour because I had to follow a very basic cookie recipe. And I put Reese's Pieces in them as well. And they were okay, but then because the secret to a good cookie is a little bit of salt, right?
Yes.
And I forgot to put a little bit of salt in it, so I just ground some salt on top after the fact, and it made them a little better. You don't look happy with that.
Not salt on top, no.
I don't know.
That's too salty. That's too salty.
This is. I'm not talking table salt. I'm talking rock salt ground, very light grounding of salt.
I'm not convinced.
That's okay. I also fucked up making them as well because
clearly, if they tasted like flour.
Yeah, the recipe probably was being conservative on sugar. They should have said instead of a quarter cup, maybe a third of a cup, because a third is more than a quarter. Yeah, that's right. And probably not enough butter to flour. See, I'm making it right. The first step is beat the butter, softened butter, the sugar, and the vanilla essence together for 5 minutes. So I did that till it's smooth and creamy, whatever words they used to describe it. The adjectives I don't quite recall. And then I'm reading it off my phone, the recipe, as I'm going along. And then it's like, okay, now sift in the flour. Now, this recipe said 1 and a half cups of flour and a quarter cup of custard powder. I didn't have custard powder.
Did you use more flour?
Technically, yes. But custard powder is basically just corn flour.
Oh.
Guess it's like, what the fuck? I think I don't know if she's... What? Are you some...
corn flour in?
Yes.
Custard powder.
Anyway, so I use corn flour because corn flour. I'm getting judged from both sides here. I'm getting. So yeah, it's just a quarter cup. It's just a little bit of extra flour.
That's what
No, that is not why. That's not why. So I'm mixing it in, right? And I'm like, hang on, there's still a fucking egg sitting on the bench here. When am I meant to use the egg? So I go back through the recipe and it's like, before you use the flour, you're meant to mix the egg in with the butter sugar mix.
Butter sugar.
Yes, I'm aware of that now.
You're a fucking idiot.
Because you always add your dries to the wets. No, wait, that's not right. You usually add your wets to the dries, don't you? Yeah, that's weird. Man, what the fuck is up with cookies? Cookies are weird. So I had to crack my egg, and it was not a large egg. It was just a small egg into the half mixed flour batter stuff. And I think it's no different to making a packet cookie though, right? Say you buy a box of cookie mix, right? Which is just your flour and shit already in a box. It says add melted butter and an egg. It's no different to doing that, I feel. So look, I've already eaten I've eaten 8 of them already, so they can't be that terrible. They're not huge.
Knowing your self-destructive tendencies, I think they were pretty bad.
Look, when you get to a bit that has a Reese's Pieces in, it's fine. And see, also, the dough wasn't really holding together very well either, so clearly not enough butter. So I'm like, every now and then wetting my hand, just because I don't want to put in water, so I wet my hand to knead it in to like make it softer. And then you're meant to wrap the cookie dough in cling film, stick it in the fridge for 15 minutes. So I did that, set my timer for 15 minutes, then decided I'm not going to want to cook them now anyway. I'll just leave it in the fridge. So by the time it comes out of the fridge, like an hour and a half ago to cook them, it's just a fucking boulder. It's a bowling ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that is the ideal. That is the secret. That is the true secret to good cookies, is to put your dough in the fridge for a while. Ideally, you want it 24 hours.
Okay, well, this was good. Maybe that was the saving grace. Maybe that's what made it not absolutely terrible.
That's why you're still here today to do this podcast. It didn't kill you.
Yeah. Well, mainly because I didn't use the flour that expired in 2020, manufactured year of our Lord 1991. But I don't have any cookie cutters either, so I can't cut fancy animal shapes or cookie people out of my cookies. So I just used like an oval measuring spoon, one tablespoon, and they're fine. Yeah. I was going to do... Yeah, there you go. I was going to do use my hands to show the size of it, which I know angers Sarah Boyle, so I'm not going to do that this time.
No, what you want is when the cookie dough comes out the fridge and it's really hard, you get an ice cream scooper. You scoop up, you put it in the thing, and then it comes out. Oh, it's good. Now I really want to make cookies. This is bad.
Look, this was too hard. This is not like it's it was not malleable. I could not make shapes with my hand. It was if I threw it at my glass sliding door, it would smash the door. Yeah.
That's why you treat it like ice cream.
But ice cream should be malleable. Ice cream, you should be able to be nice and smooth and easily scoop out.
Yeah, but when does it ever come out the freezer like that?
If you buy the right ice cream. The first time you open the tub, always. The second time, maybe, but usually not, rock hard.
Oh, it's been that long since I've actually had ice cream now that I think about it. I was like, when was the last time I actually had to pull a tub out? I think 2018 maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you prefer to buy your ice cream out and about then? Is that what you're saying?
I just don't tend to eat ice cream.
Yeah. I
don't even think I had ice cream in Vegas.
I think I did. Because last year we went to the frozen yogurt place.
You definitely had ice cream last year because you got it at that downstairs bit at the mall. That food
downstairs bit.
Remember,
the mall.
You go up the stairs
Fashion
and there's
show?
No, it's on the Strip, and there's like an escalator upstairs, and it's got like it's just a food mall. It's like Sbarro's and Panda.
Oh, you're talking about the food court? Yeah,
food court, yeah.
And there's ice cream down below. I didn't get ice cream from them. Kez did, like last year.
Was it Kez? Aye, that's maybe what.
Yeah, I'm sure I had. Like, and Kez likes the gelato between down the Link Promenade as well.
Yeah.
All right. So ice cream etiquette, right?
Mm.
Using an ice cream scoop. You will only use an ice cream scoop. You'll never use a spoon to spoon it out of the container.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure we even have an ice cream scoop.
Yeah.
We don't.
Cool.
We don't like have ice cream enough to justify it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had multiple ice cream scoops in my lifetime, but usually I'll still use a spoon. I don't care. Yeah. Unless it's one of those ice cream scoops with the little handle that you can squeeze and it's got the little thing that like goes back and forth like to make the ice cream fall out.
Yeah. Even then, I found that a bit I tend to use one of those like dinner spoons that's got a point in it so I can like drink it in.
See, I like using my big thick because as we discussed, ice cream comes out of the freezer and it's rock hard. Mm-hmm. And if you use a crappy spoon, it's just going to bend the spoon.
Oh yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. So I'm using my the Asian style soup spoons that I comped one time from a restaurant. And they work really well to scoop out ice cream.
Now I just want ice cream. Now I want ice cream and cookies. This is not a good episode.
Cookies and cream ice cream?
You know what? Did I tell? Speaking of ice cream stuff flavor, did I tell you that Iron Brew are doing an ice cream flavor?
Really?
I said ice cream flavored Iron Brew.
Oh, not Iron Brew flavored ice cream.
Which I have had.
So it's a creamsicle then. It's like a orange creamsicle soda, or unknown flavor.
I don't know. I'm curious. There's also one with pineapples. I've been seeing the adverts for it. I've seen it in actually in the supermarket the other day, and I was like, oh my god! But you can't buy them individually yet.
I was down at a grocery store where they get a fair bit of import stuff in, right? Uh-huh. And I noticed that they had the Iron Brew energy drinks. Are they worth it? Should I try one?
I've had one of them before. They're pretty good. It's a strong Iron Brew flavor, so it's
okay. But you've had one before. That's not a glowing review. I
don't. It's not the energy drink I usually go for because I'm usually looking for something fruity when I get an energy drink. I want something that's like pineapple or something like that.
See, I like chemical tastes for my energy drinks. Do you get C4 energy drinks in the UK?
We do. I don't think I've ever had a C4.
I've had a couple. I really like the blue bombsicle and the other lime one, which is it's still chemically, even though it's lime.
Yeah.
But when I saw this energy Iron Brew drink, they also had a whole bunch of C4, which are all imported from America. So they're like $6 a can. I almost bought one called like Arctic Snow.
Oh, you mentioned this, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck that flavor would be. So if I've mentioned this before, I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
I thought you were going to say I've seen it and then I eventually bought it.
No,
I think you should buy it for research purposes.
Maybe one day, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so what is your go-to ice cream flavor then, or do you mix it up?
I tend to mix. Do you know what my favorite combination of ice cream flavors is chocolate and lemon sorbet.
Oh, see,
I really like having a scoop of each.
That's texture differences as well.
Yeah.
So one's creamy, one's icy. Choc lemon. That's.
It's really
I don't. Good. Next time I go to like a gelateria or something, I'll get a scoop of chocolate and a scoop of lemon just to see what it's like. And if it's terrible, I'll say it's your fault.
I mean, it won't be. I mean, if it's terrible, make sure you use a spoon
to eat it. Yes.
Don't fresh spoon that you've not licked before. Take a spoonful, eat it, and if you think it's shit, pack it up and send it to Scotland. I'll eat it.
Look, I can tell you exactly where I'm going to be getting it from and when I'll be having it. It's in Inglewood. It's a place called Pietro Gelateria. It's across the road from a place called Hood Burger, where I get decent burgers from occasionally. That's where I'll go to get it. And I'll be eating it with like a wooden spoon that they give you. How's that? Is that okay?
That's acceptable.
But
Actually,
the question is the chocolate on the bottom of the cup? Because no cones. There's always a cup. On the bottom of the cup? Oh, it's always a cup. Or is the lemon on the bottom? Which one's on the bottom? Which one's on the top?
When I think about it, I imagine lemon being on the bottom. But but they're usually like sort of stacked. So they're almost side by side, but not quite.
Maybe I can ask them if they can do it side by side. I'll try that.
Yeah, it's...
What about toppings? Do you go for toppings on your ice creams?
Not really. I tend not to.
No.
I like ice creams with stuff in that. Like, I like fish food by Ben & Jerry's. I like that kind of thing. But, yeah, I'm not...
Do you have, like, Cold Rock or Cold Stone creameries? Where they've got, like, the big cold marble slab. And you go there, you pick your flavors, you pick your mix-in things, and then they've got, like, these big spatulas, and they chop it all up in together, and... No? You're drawing a blank there.
I'm not aware of them, if there are any.
Okay. Well, we should... Next time, we should try to go to a Cold Stone.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I said that without conviction because I'm not a fan of it. It's called Cold Rock here, and I'm not a big fan.
Do you know where we should try and go the next time we're in America?
Kablip.
We should definitely try Kablip. We should try and see if we can get a trip to Sideshow Gelato.
Yes, let's just go to fucking Chicago.
Yeah, yeah. How far could that possibly be from Vegas?
Look, it can't be much further than Austin, I guess.
Yeah.
But to go literally just for seashell side the seashore. Yeah, let's go there. That would be a toughie to...
How many minds can a mind noodler mind if a mind noodler couldn't do minds?
7. True story. Okay, so I'm hearing toppings, not necessarily toppings, but if they were toppings, they'd be like dry style and mixed through it.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, but then again, like your Ben and Jerry's and that, they kind of got syrups through it as well. I'm
not opposed to I tend not to add anything. The only exception being when I was younger and we used to go to Pizza Hut and there used to be the ice cream machines. Mm-hmm. And it would be like the tiniest little bit of ice cream and then just give me all the Smarties and the Jelly Babies and all that shit. This is a pick and mix with a little bit of ice cream in the middle.
Does Dine-In Pizza Hut still exist?
Yeah.
In the UK? Really?
Yeah.
And is it order a pizza or is it like a buffet style? Like
I genuinely have no idea. It's been a long time since it's been...
Like it's been probably decades since Dine-In Pizza Hut existed here, and it was there was always a salad bar and a dessert bar, but then the choice was you can either just order a pizza or they have like buffet style pizza.
Yeah.
So you're not locked into like just one flavor. You can just go up and get whichever slices of pizza is all you can eat pizza.
Yeah.
And the soft serve. Okay, so soft serve machine. I assume you're familiar with like a root beer float. Have we talked? I think we might have even talked about spiders before as well, like which is like a float. We call it a spider. Where it's your soda pop drink with soft serve in it or ice cream, any ice cream really.
Soft serve.
Yeah. See, soft serve is a float. I think. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't put soft serve enough. Oh no.
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 I feel like soft serve is the way to go for that sort of thing. I may be wrong.
It should be a scoop.
I may be incorrect here, but at A&W Burgers in America, the A&W are known for root beer, yeah? You've probably seen the brand A&W root beers.
Yeah.
When you order a root beer float from them, I'm pretty sure it's soft serve.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm 100% judging this because I'm picturing it. I've never tasted it. The picture in my mind, like, imagine put the soft serve. No.
It's like a creamsicle drink. That's what I feel like soft servers would make it creamsicle.
I mean, it could be very tasty. I could be wrong. I'm willing to be proved wrong, but just no. In my head, it's always a scoop of ice cream and a Pepsi.
I learned something interesting kind of recently within the last month that McDonald's here, you get an ice cream cone, right? Soft serve cone. And it's only just been vanilla flavor. Now they do chocolate soft serve or vanilla chocolate swirl.
Huh.
I don't think soft serve outside of vanilla deserves to exist.
As a fan of chocolate ice cream, I'm going to disagree.
Okay. I just don't think it's as good as hard chocolate ice cream, that's all.
I don't know, I've never had it. So I'm unable to judge. I may have it I might have to check in London if they sell it. My dad was saying the other day, he's like, you're in for a shock when you get to London, by the way. That's going to be expensive as shit. Oh. And I'm like, oh, I have planned for it. And he's like, oh, I'm not just talking about the hotels. Like, a hamburger's going to cost you like $10. And I'm like,
oh, wow, that's nothing. $10 for a hamburger?
I don't eat meat. Why do I care?
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just go to
I'll be
McDonald's.
Getting a mushroom burger.
I'm like, I'll just go to Macca's and get me.
Yeah.
See, now I'm saying Macca's because you've said it.
Yeah.
I'll just go to Mickey D's and get a Happy Meal with just fries. It'll be fine.
Were you like, bitch, please? I've been to America this year. Don't talk too expensive about. Oh wait, your money is better than ours. Never mind. I forget that. Okay, so if you're having a soft serve or any ice cream, if you were to have it in a cone, you've got wafer and you got waffle cones, and I'm sure there's other types. Do you have a preference?
If it's soft serve, it'll probably be a wafer.
Okay, I think that makes sense.
Because it's soft, and you just eat the whole thing. You can just shove the whole thing in your mouth and just eat it.
Yes, sure.
I'm not saying it's a good idea, but it's physically possible. Yeah, you can just take a bite and you can include the cone. If it's solid ice cream, then wafer cone, because a waffle cone is superior.
I think the trick might be with solid ice cream, a waffle cone is the way to go because of longevity. Because hard ice cream takes longer to eat, and a waffle cone is less likely to like disintegrate, I think, over time while you're eating. Yeah,
or collapse under the weight of solid ice cream. I feel like a wafer cone will just die.
Yeah, especially if you're getting like a triple scoop hot fudge sundae deluxe cone or something like that. Yeah, it would not. It would not last.
Yeah.
The cookie. Back to cookies. What's your stance on raw cookie dough?
Yes.
Yes, you're down for it. You'll eat it 100%. Any day of the week.
Well, here's the thing. When I make cookies, because the whole issue that people have with cookie dough is like, oh, it's got like raw eggs in it. It could, hurt you. I don't make cookie dough. My cookie dough doesn't have eggs in it.
Okay, but it has flour, yes?
Yes.
Flour is the real problem. Raw flour can be E. coli, yeah.
Oh shit!
It's not salmonella from a raw egg. It's raw. That's why the edible cookie dough, raw cookie dough that you can buy, usually the flour in it has been baked to some degree, like not enough to affect the taste, but cook out all that shit that's going to make you sick.
But yeah,
that's what I should have done. I should have just like baked the 2020 expiration flour for a while. Because if there was like E. coli or weevils or something in it, they'd just die.
But if it doesn't affect the taste, it's still going to taste shit.
If the taste has been affected, yeah. But then again,
we here at Hey Buddy Nice Podcast do not endorse using expired flour, baked or unbaked.
No, yeah. Well, depend. What if it expired just the week before?
Has the bag been opened in this hypothetical scenario?
Either or. So I want your answer for both, opened and unopened.
Unopened, I would use it once in an emergency. I really need to make this. I can't go out to the shop. I'm in the middle of baking. I've only just realised that it's okay. I would use it once. I would throw away the bag. If it's been opened, out. No, fuck that shit. Because like I say, that means that bag's been there for a while.
What if it's been open, but in a airtight container?
Nope, still get rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is...
The oxygen has touched it! No.
Yeah, I agree with all this. I hate anything that's expired. Like, doesn't affect you because you don't eat meat. But even though you get your meats that have, like, expire of this date, it still is probably fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the best before is fine. The expired by is the bad one.
Used by and expired. Yeah, they're so they say. But I know people who's like, I trust myself more than I trust a date printed on a package. Mm-hmm. Like, well, I don't trust myself. So my eyes are fucked, my ears are fucked. It wouldn't surprise me if my nose is fucked as well. So it's I would not trust any of that.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about anything we decided we were going to talk about yet today. We just talked about food.
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem talking about cookies because I fucking love cookies.
With cookies, I never managed to make any decent cookie at home. That is my gripe with cookies, because you can go and buy a cookie, like crumble cookie, for example. You really liked crumble cookies.
I really liked crumble cookies.
I don't think I could ever make anything like that at home, either from a box or from scratch or from raw cookie dough purchased at the store. Yeah. I reckon, I mean, it doesn't help that I don't have a real working oven. I'm using like a small portable desktop oven, which certainly can't help. So it's hard.
I make pretty good cookies, not as good as crumble cookies, but I certainly the last time I made cookies, I have made in the past really good freaking cookies. Like really good.
What about pre-made cookies in a package from like a grocery store?
I don't think I have.
Really? A penguin is a cookie. I mean
a penguin's a biscuit. A penguin is a biscuit. It's a biscuit.
That's fine, but for the purposes of this discussion, I'm calling everything like that down the biscuit aisle cookies.
Okay.
Just like how gorillas are monkeys for comedic purposes.
I'll go with you on this. Okay, what about penguins?
So, well, I would consider them in the same vein, right? But I would consider them chocolate biscuits or chocolate cookies, right?
Hold on, I'm confused. I'm confused.
I'm just saying, down the same aisle in Australia, we also have packets of choc chip cookies or choc chip biscuits. Oh, I would eat them.
Oh, okay. 100%. Oh, no, I was confused. I thought you meant like the baking kits.
Well, yeah, that's
I've never made the baking
kit.
I've never made the baking kits. I've had pre-made cookies. Of course I've had pre-made cookies. Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I find it hard to get a good pre-made cookie as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they tend to be
powdery. A lot of them are powdery.
Not so much powdery, but I like my cookies soft. I like a soft cookie.
I don't mind a mixture, so it's kind of hard on the outside, but soft and gooey on the inside. I don't know if they're the correct terminology words that I'm using.
Marks and Spencer's do a good. You know who does a good cookie? Marks. that's a TikTok sound. As a reference to a TikTok sound.
Okay.
Which I think is from like a UK series where it's like, for this old woman, it's like, you know who does a good paracetamol? Morrison's.
True story. I was almost killed by the Cookie Man.
The Cookie Man?
The Cookie Man. There used to be a store.
How were you almost killed by the Cookie Man?
There used to be a store called the Cookie Man, right? Mm-hmm. And one opened up in the center where I used to work, managing the game store. And one day after work, it was after a regular day's work, so it was like probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. Me and Steve and Money, we were walking to our cars, crossing the pedestrian crossing, a zebra crossing, pedestrian crossing, the striped walkway, and a car just doesn't stop. And I'm like, he's not going to stop. I'm going to keep walking. I don't care. And he has to brake because it's sort of up a bump as well. this pedestrian crossing. So he has to brake hard, and he starts yelling at me through the window. And I'm like, oh, that's the fucking Cookie Man, the guy who works at the Cookie Man store. And he's yelling, and I point to the sign that says pedestrian crossing. I'm like, it's a fucking pedestrian crossing, mate. And I think I gave some sort of gesture. I don't remember what it was, but it made Money laugh. And then he continued on. And we never went to the Cookie Man, ever, for that reason. So Cookie Man tried to kill me. Cookie Man is now Mrs. Fields. They also sell cookies, but they also sell ice cream. This is all coming full circle.
Is that not an American thing, Mrs. Fields?
It is, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
The only reason I know that is because I've heard Penn talk about it. Yeah. When they were on tour and Teller wanted to go meet Mrs. Fields, and he said, "Are you the real Mrs. Fields?"
But yeah, so Mrs. Fields, I haven't been there. I don't think. They sell giant cookies, like they call them. What do they call them? I don't know. It's like a pizza pan cookie is the size.
Yeah, we have place Millie's cookies, and they do like birthday cookies, and it's like a pizza size, and it's like I haven't had a birthday cake for a long time. The last couple of times where we've had something like that, where Mum's got something in, it's been a Millie's cookie.
I can't picture it tasting very nice. I feel like cookies are something that don't scale well to larger sizes.
It does.
Yeah,
it's really good.
All right, maybe they just pump extra like flavoring and shit in it.
They also sell them in because there's the little, stand there where you can get your cookies, and they sell the big cookie slices, like pizza slices.
Oh, a slice of the birthday cookie, basically. Yeah. One time, I didn't go to this Cookie Man ever, but I have had Cookie Man cookies before, because my dad won like a radio contest or something, or he came second place in it, and part of the prize was a bucket of cookies from the Cookie Man.
Oh my god.
A bucket does not sound like a measurement tool for cookies though.
It should be.
But it's also they're weird cookies. Like, it's like you got your normal ones and that, but then you'll have one which is like a sort of basic cookie, but with this candy jelly stuff stuck on the top. Like it had been cooked and melted and then re-solidified, so it was soft still. It was really weird, but it's pretty cool. I'm going to check out Mrs. Fields and see if they sell them.
Yeah.
Because I think Mrs. Fields bought out Cookie Man. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know if there was maybe some under-the-table dealings or something with the Cookie Man and Mrs. Fields, but yeah, I reckon that's what happened.
I'm going to look in London to see if there's cookie places.
I'm sure there is.
There probably is.
Went to a cookie place, probably a little while, probably maybe a couple of years ago now. And because we'd been out to dinner with Kez's parents to a Mexican restaurant, and we wanted dessert, right? But we didn't want it from the Mexican place. And sort of around the corner was this cookie dessert place. And they did ice cream cookie sandwiches. Like, they're big-ass, thick cookies. So 2 of those with ice cream in the middle. I don't know if they still exist. It was hard to eat. I don't think, like, ice cream sandwich to me isn't cookies. It's sort of like that. I don't know.
It's like soft foam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but it's not a
soft foam bready stuff.
Sponge cake, kind of.
Yeah,
dense,
that's kind of
thin, dense sponge cake.
Yeah, that's an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah. Although when I had an ice cream, I had an ice cream sandwich not this year, but last year in Vegas. It was one of my last things.
Was it a Nestle Toll House one?
It was, which doesn't exist. That place doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, the one in the
Planet Hollywood Miracle Mile.
Miracle Mile, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that place is gone.
Yeah, it's something else. I can't remember what it is.
There were two in the center, and I'm sure we saw one. The one at the back, because there's one at the front near Planet Hollywood entrance, and then there's one at the back. I'm almost certain the one of them.
I've definitely walked past both of them, and I thought, because I remember walking past one, I'm like, I'm 90% sure, because it's near the one I went to is near the Welcome to Las Vegas gift shop, and I was like, I'm sure that's where I got a thing, one of the ice cream sandwiches last time, and then I walked around and I was like, I'm pretty sure that was a toll house as well. That's not a toll house anymore.
Well, the one at the back is sort of towards like when you go to the parking garage to exit.
Yes.
It's down that way. Yeah, near the burger place where it's aeroplane themed or something. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah, it's not a toll
just so
house
you
anymore.
know, they sell them pre-made in the freezer section at Walgreens and CVS. And I say that every time I go to any of those places, the ones along the strip, you know how they've got like the big TV screens on the fridges, so you can see what's meant to be in there,
and then you open it and nothing's there.
Just fucking nothing. Yeah, so they're meant to have them. Whether they actually do, that's another question.
Yeah. I always forget you can buy the stuff in Walgreens and CVS.
So those sort of like those ice creams, like ice creams on a stick and cones and stuff like that, like drumsticks. Do you buy into those? How do you feel about them? Again,
never really had it. Probably the most lasting memory of that kind of thing would be when I had a Twister or Mars bar ice cream.
Oh yeah, Mars. Yep. See, the last one I had was probably a Magnum. Magnums used to be the way to go.
Yeah.
Like the Magnum Ego, right? So you got your bit of dead tree, your stick, and then your ice cream is on it. Mm-hmm. Then they coat that in chocolate. Then they cover that in like caramel or something. And then they dip that in chocolate again. They used to be really good. But for the last like 10, 15 years, they're just not nice. They're like kind of icy when you eat them.
I again, genuinely can't remember the last time I had one, but I know how I eat Magnums. Yeah. And I can't eat them in public because I need to have a bowl because I pick all the chocolate off.
That's the only way to eat anything like that.
Okay, I'm glad you're saying that. But
I mean, I don't pick it off
when
with
you
my
get
hand.
the whole side off in one bit, love it.
Yeah, that's good. It's good, but it's eating a lot of the chocolate. You're getting a lot of the good stuff in one go, so you have less attempts at the good stuff.
Yeah, but when you get to eat it, when you get that piece of chocolate bark.
The bark is at the end when it's just a stick.
Oh, when you've got the little sort of nub bit at the end where it's like... I
hate that so much.
Oh, I love that.
I hate the feeling of that wooden stick on my teeth just trying to eat that last bit of chocolate.
Oh, my mum hates it too. I'm like, no, I like the wooden stick. I will chew the wooden stick.
Oh, yeah, I'll chew on it and like until I eventually snap the stick in half because I'm like, I'm done with this. Throw.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of them anymore. I mean, I haven't had one from like a freezer section in a long time. Last time I had them was out of a box of 4 from grocery store. So maybe they don't make them as good as the single serve ones. What am I talking about? They're going to be exactly the fucking same. They're from the same machine. I
feel I should say, because I imagine people are imagining I'm just eating a plain Magnum. I don't eat a plain Magnum. It's a chocolate almond Magnum.
Oh, so that makes it even harder to get off that whole side of chocolate in one go. If it's got the almond slivers in that chocolate.
That's so good.
Wow. No, I've never been one for like the Magnums with nuts. See, the plain, like a single flavor. It's like whether it's the white chocolate or dark chocolate or milk chocolate, or it's like the fuck ass big Magnum Egos with multiple layers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're also real. I mean, yes, I've gotten bigger since I was a child, but they seem to have like shrunk down to half the size they used to be.
Everything has. Everything has. I mean, I remember, because it's the same with like sweets and stuff like that, but I've seen pictures of what Christmas tubs of roses used to look like.
Yeah.
And they don't look like that anymore. You could fit an entire fucking child in those tubs. Nowadays, you'd be lucky to fit your hand.
See, roses for us came in a box, right? And it used to be a big box that you would open up, and now it's like down to the size of a DVD case.
Yeah.
These are, how do we explain roses to our international listeners? They're like, life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, variety chocolates, individually wrapped.
Celebrations is another brand. Favorites.
Heroes.
Yeah. Heroes might be the same as favorites. They're the Cadbury ones.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I don't know. We might just call them different things. So when you're going for like a variety box like that, do you refer to the legend, or do you just fucking go for it?
Do you mean before I buy it, like choosing which box of chocolates to buy, or
if there is a box sitting in front of you, if there was a box sitting in front of you right now, would you lift the lid, look at the legend, and choose one, or would you just like lift the lid, not look at anything, and just grab one?
Oh, when I don't know what they are, then no, I'm looking at the legend because I don't like anything that's got coffee in it. I don't want a chocolate liqueur.
Okay.
I ideally what I'm looking for is some kind of fruit cream or Turkish delight.
Turkish delights. So is it Fry's Turkish delight?
Yeah.
Do you have? Yeah, not a fan. Not too big a fan of Turkey delight.
Fries aren't my favorite, but I do like them.
I know. I'm totally aware that it's a different brand. I mean, I assume it's a different brand. Fry's. They do. I had it for lunch today. They do alt meats. So then
All right.
Yeah, and I bought hot dogs, and they're made out of like wheat proteins.
I think I've had their sausage rolls, and they were really good.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference between taste or texture between like a skinless Frankfurter, an American-style hot dog. I mean, it could have been a little bit more smoky. That would have been good. But then I'm eating it, and I've had it in like a flat wrap because I didn't want to have like a full bun or roll. And I realized I'm just eating bread inside bread, basically.
Yeah. Bread on bread.
Yeah. It's a bread sandwich is what it is.
Ideal.
I did have a bit of cheese.
The ideal sandwich.
Toast sandwiches. That was a thing for a while, wasn't it?
See, I don't like toast.
Man,
I like my bread soft. Warm bread.
Toast?
That's as far as I'm willing to go.
You don't like toast because you don't like butter.
I don't like butter, that's true.
And that's why you don't like toast. And that's... I don't know what's wrong with your generation.
Toast feels like nothing. Toast feels like nothing. It feels like... No, you've just crispified all the good, dense, soft bread. Why would you do that?
Okay, so you have to, for starters, you either slice your own bread so you can cut it as thick as you want, or you get toast cut bread. So you can cook it to a degree where it is still kind of soft on the inside and crispy on the outside. What about dinner rolls? How do you feel about dinner rolls?
Describe what you mean by a dinner roll.
So a dinner roll is a small little bread roll that you stick in the oven. It warms up. Because you don't eat butter, it's like it means nothing to you. You cut it in half. Like, say, for example, you went to a a tavern.
When they give you like the little bread rolls at restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking eat them.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
We've been to Olive Garden and all that.
You've seen me eat bread. I'm like, just keep it coming.
But you don't get to enjoy a real dinner roll because the idea is like when you go to a place and they got those little packets of butter, right, in the foil packet. So you cut the dinner roll in half, you open the packet, you just stick the whole fucking packet in that dinner roll. You're missing out.
No, I think I'm out here living my best life.
I mean, cookies, but like they're full of butter as well, and you like cookies.
I don't like the taste of butter.
Okay, yeah, right.
I also don't like the texture of butter.
Yeah, like the texture
feels bad.
It's the oiliness of it. It's like when you get it on your hands and you have to use hot water to get it off your hands.
Yep.
That sometimes
bad.
If you get a shitty butter, it can feel like that in your mouth, I guess.
Yep. Nope.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not out here eating sticks of butter, so...
I don't know. I don't care. I saw, actually, speaking of eating a stick of butter, I saw there's a guy on TikTok who does what... It's almost like binging with Babish, where he does the recipes from TV shows and stuff. But he's like following it along, and it was... he was doing it with The Simpsons, and it was Homer making like waffles.
Oh,
and put all the stuff in the waffle maker, make the waffles, and then wraps a stick of butter in it.
Oh, yeah.
And he did that and took a bite, and I was like, no!
This is like...
bulk!
It's the reason why Penn wants to scale Mount Everest, just to chow down on sticks of butter.
Why? Penn! Love yourself!
Butter is not a food that should be eaten by itself.
No.
I don't you could
have just ended that.
Itself.
Butter is a food that should not be eaten. Full stop.
Butter deserves to be with mashed potatoes. It should be on the top of like a shepherd's pie.
Butter should be used as an ingredient only.
You like garlic bread, right?
I do like garlic.
See, that's removing the taste of the butter. No, I don't know. I still feel like you can still taste the buttery taste, but it's just enhanced with garlic. and parsley for some reason.
I don't know. Garlic and bread.
We really need Fatty Rabbit Hole music for this episode.
It's a food-heavy episode.
It's literally all food. I think we started talking about shirts, and we've just gone food the whole time.
Yeah.
I guess maybe are we allowed to steal that title? Hey, buddy, nice fatty rabbit hole. We could.
We could try.
Yeah, we'll see. It's got to be something like that. Nice Toll House, nice Nestle Toll House ice cream sandwich. R.I.P. in peace, Toll House. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're right. Maybe those toll houses are gone and the company doesn't exist anymore.
I don't think that the fact that the company doesn't exist, but certainly those outlets don't exist.
But it is Nestle that terrible company. Yeah, I can say people because a business can be considered a person legally.
Yes.
So Nestle is terrible people. Mm-hmm. Because I think it was them recently that were trying to argue that water is not a human right.
Oh my god. Oh.
As a lawyer, how do you feel about that?
I just... no. Like, why? Why?
As someone
who in their legal department sanctioned that?
As someone who doesn't like or really drink water, how do you feel about that?
As someone who lives in a country whose main thing is water... yeah, it's a fucking human right.
What do you mean main thing is water? As in you're an island and surrounded by it?
Well, there's that. There's our Scottish water is the best water.
Okay, pray tell.
Our tap water tastes better. I'm saying this as someone who doesn't like the taste of tap water, but I can tell you for a fact that ours tastes better.
Do you know if your tap water has like fluoride and shit in it?
Do tap waters usually?
If the government thinks it's a good idea, yeah.
I genuinely can't remember. Ours goes through like 300 filters before it gets to us, though.
Oh, okay. And do you have like a Brita filter at home as well?
We don't have to.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like? Have you seen the movie The Waterboy? Waterboy, whatever it's called.
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. Yep.
Bits and pieces.
So. Hang on, I'm going to have to play the spoiler music because we're about to spoil a key moment in the movie of Waterboy right now.
When did Waterboy come out of curiosity?
Oh, you're asking me this... Look, you were definitely born, if that's what you're asking. Let's see. Waterboy, release date.
1992.
Okay, Waterboy. No, fuck you. 1998.
Oh, right, okay, I was definitely born then.
I saw it at the cinema as a child, but yeah. Key moment in Waterboy is Adam Sandler is basically what happened to me when I walked. Oh well, we did that got cut. That got cut from the episode, so I'm not going to talk about that. Basically, I suffered a concussion recently, so he's out with a concussion, right? And he's got this super special water in a vial that he gave to the girl that he likes. And she's like, oh, this is going to be the only thing that brings him around. It's like from like, I was going to say fjords of Alaska, but I'm pretty sure Alaska does not have fjords. It's special water. That's what I'm picturing. I'm going to hit the spoiler music off. That's what I'm picturing the Scottish water to be like. So if someone is like out cold, just a couple of drops in their mouth and they're back up and raring to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Heard it here first, folks. It's fact. What is the average lifespan of a Scot?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, with this water, it's probably 482.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were not really born in 1993. That's what it is. You're just telling people that when you're actually 873 years old. You're above the average. No,
you can tell that I was that I'm only at the start of my 482-year life because I still look like a 12-year-old boy.
Oh, okay. So,
when I buy an energy drink, I still get asked for ID.
But so you're saying you're not saying what? When you buy a what, you're asked for ID?
An energy drink.
Do you have to be a certain age to buy an energy drink?
Yeah.
What?
Because of the amount of caffeine and stuff in it.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
A toddler could walk up to the shop right now and buy themselves an energy drink. I mean, sure, they're not going to have the funds because they don't work because they're not allowed to, so they're not going to earn money in cash. But they may have stolen a debit card. But then again, oh no, they wouldn't even have to know the PIN number because you got like pay wave and tap and go and stuff. So they could just buy a Monster energy drink if they wanted to.
I think you could probably do it in the like wee shops here, but you certainly can't do it in a supermarket or anything like that. Yeah, if I go to Sainsbury's at lunch when I'm working in Edinburgh and I buy like Monster White or whatever, I scan it. I have to wait for somebody to come up, and if I'm at the self-serve, I have to wait for somebody to come up and check me.
What is the age that you have to be?
I don't know. It comes up. The button that they press is. I think it's the same thing for alcohol. I genuinely don't know because I didn't really buy energy drinks when I was a kid.
Is it 18? Well, yeah, they didn't exist when I was a kid.
Red Bull existed.
Sure, when you were a kid. Okay, yeah, I was a teenager. Okay, what is the drinking age in Scotland?
18. And
you reckon it could be 18 for an energy drink as well?
Maybe 16.
16 years old. Hang on. It says there is no legal requirement for children under 16 years old to produce ID to purchase any caffeine containing foods and beverages, including energy drinks. I think this is a fallacy. This just says the UK, though. There's
no specific thing. I think it's more like policies.
Okay.
Because here's what our company policy is to only sell energy drinks to customers who are age 16 plus.
All right. Do you know what the legal working age is in Scotland?
16.
Okay, so not... Because I'm pretty sure you can get a job at like 15 or 14 and 6 months or something like that in Australia. Don't quote me on that. Because I'm thinking if it was that... If it was younger than 16, that means they wouldn't be allowed to sell energy drinks to the... Like alcohol as well.
Yeah, no.
Which, man, I don't... Look, maybe it's for the better. I don't know. I know someone who said that the doctor told them energy drinks were going to kill them if they kept drinking them, so...
Is that person you?
No.
All right.
I said that laughingly as if it was actually me, but no, it was not me, no.
Yeah. Yeah, I like a good energy drink.
Yeah, I don't have them as often as I used to. I don't even think I had one last week. That was surprising. I almost did, but didn't.
I had one when I was down in Lincoln that was like bright green Monster. Like the can was like bright green.
Was it melon flavoured?
It might have been.
Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about because I'm pretty sure that's a zero sugar as well.
It's definitely zero sugar.
Yeah, I liked that one.
Yeah, that one was really good and I can't find it anywhere.
So there's a new V that is out and it's like I don't know, maybe it's like a tropical kind of flavour. And I purchased it one time and I thought I liked it. But I was wrong because I purchased it again and it was not good at all. I need to start taking notes. Because anytime I see like a new flavour, I'm like inclined to want to get it and have it.
Yeah.
Like my all-time favourite flavour of an energy drink was one of the first ones I had. And it was the first one I had. It was Mother was the brand. And I was totally against energy drinks and Red Bull and shit, right? I was like, I'm not going to drink that shit. That shit's bad for you, blah, blah, blah. Shannon, he bought me one time. And it was like an orangey, sherbety kind of flavour. Like very tangy orange. I was like, these are really good. And that's what sort of started the love affair with energy drinks. Speaking of Sir Moneybags, Stephen Money, we would buy energy drinks every day at working at Game, and we would go out of our way to try and find exotic ones. Back then, there was only like 4 different energy drinks, so it was really hard to find an exotic energy drink. But
I got addicted to them in high school. I used to go down to the shop at lunch, and so like leave the school, go down to the local shop, get a couple of energy drinks and chocolate bar, and we knew because this would have been when I was in 4th year, maybe I think, but certainly there was a year above us at least, and one of the guys in the year above, 2 of the guys actually, Connor and James, used to have like that's all their locker used to be filled with was just Monster energy drinks.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was James because he used to crack one open before he. And I mean, like, crack open. He used to crack it open before he played the bass and then finished it by the time music was done.
It's
and
like
they're like,
it's
what
like
is wrong with you?
It's like he's in a jazz band, and it's like before he can play, he's got to take that hit of coke or heroin or something just
Pretty
to make
much.
it sound good. Yeah,
Pretty much.
All right, I have a question. Were you illegally leaving the school grounds to go to the shop, or were you just allowed to fuck off whenever you wanted?
I think we were just allowed to fuck off.
How does that work?
Listen, like during breaks and stuff.
You could get kidnapped or anything. The Cookie Man could be driving down the street, not care for pedestrian crossings, and run you down.
I don't think I ever thought about it. Nobody said we couldn't.
Okay.
So as far as I was aware, there was nothing wrong with it. I used to go home. Actually, I vividly remember, now that I think about it, when I was in 6th year, because I stayed on to the last year of school, so I had 3 classes. I had no classes after lunch, ever, because I was doing advanced hires.
Ooh,
so
la-di-da.
I know. Well, no, that's what I mean. That's how I got away with only doing 3 classes.
Yeah.
So I remember speaking to my advisor at the time and being like, when we were talking about class schedules and stuff, and I was like, can I just go home after lunch? He was like, oh, I know you're the kind of student that would go home and, make yourself a cup of tea and study and stuff, but, we can't really, you have to go to... So I was like, yeah, that's fine. Did I fuck? I went home.
Yeah,
I am not having lunch here to sit in a room for another 2-3 hours. No. I'm walking home.
No. Well, yeah. There was one kid at school who, like, you weren't allowed to leave. At high school, you were definitely not allowed to leave school grounds at all, right? I mean, that didn't stop us from, like, getting in friends' cars, driving down to Chicken Treat, which is a chicken restaurant, buying chips.
I was the friend with the car.
Yeah. And in primary school, I definitely got in trouble for leaving the school grounds and going to the gas station across the road and buying candy. More than one time. But there was one kid who, like, you were allowed to leave the school grounds if you had, like, permission or whatever, but to go home for lunch because he lived so close, he would just walk home.
Yeah.
And, like, he would never come back after lunch. So whatever last period was, he was never there.
Yeah. I would come back, I came back for classes. Like, there was one, I think, if I remember right, there was one day a week where I had one class first thing, and they had nothing until just after lunch. So I would, like, have that class, I would go home, I'm, like, sit there, and after lunch I would drive back up. Apart from one time, when I was having lunch, there was a David Bowie documentary on. So and it was, like, bear in mind, David's still alive at this point. So it
wasn't the last 5 years then? It might have been 5 years.
Oh, this is more than 10 years ago.
That's no. He was still alive. So the documentary, The Last 5 Years, is called The Last 5 Years, was not out.
Right,
but it could have been the documentary called 5 Years.
Oh, right. Okay, I see.
That's what I'm saying.
I did not get that.
Yeah. I'm guessing it was neither of them then.
No, I don't even know if it was exactly.
And it wasn't Moon Age Daydream because that's only come out like in the last 12 months.
Yes. I don't even know if it was exactly a documentary, but there was a lot of interviews with him anyway.
Yeah.
And I got really distracted watching that and then looked up and class had started like 10 minutes ago. So I ran in, like, my car wouldn't start, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Nobody gave a fuck.
No. Did you... Okay. Was there ever school sports days?
Yes.
Okay, like once a year kind of thing.
Yeah.
I learnt too late. Like it was the last year, final year. I learnt that I could just fuck off and not come back at all during. Like I could leave at like 10 a.m. once it's been going for like 2 hours because no one knows, no one's paying attention.
Yeah.
They took roll call and that's it. I wish I'd known that from the fucking start.
Yeah, I've seen cases where the fire alarm's gone off, and I went up to the teacher and said, "I'm here. We finish in an hour. I'm going home because we're not getting back in that school in another hour." Because I was also the kind of kid who I'm not leaving fucking anything in that building. Fuck that.
Oh yeah, no. You ever have any bomb scares at your school or anything like that?
I don't think so. Stink bombs scare. Did. Not even a scare, just stink bombs.
Oh, stink bombs, yeah. No, there was bomb scares like a couple of times, and you had to leave your fucking shit there, like everything, like your school bag. It's like, This is stupid.
I'm not leaving fucking anything.
I've not brought a bomb. I didn't call in the bomb scare.
Exactly.
Fucking, if there is a bomb, who's choosing? Well, you know what? If there was a bomb and the bomber was choosing a bag to put it in, my luck, it's going to be mine.
Yeah.
So,
like,
maybe
I'll
it was
leave
for the better.
the bag itself, but I'm emptying everything from the bag into my pockets. I'm taking my phone. I'm taking my keys.
Okay, I'm talking primary.
I'll leave the homework.
I'm talking like young, like 7-year-olds.
I think I had a house key that age. Maybe. I don't know.
Did you have a phone when you were 7?
No, I got my first phone when I was 10.
Okay, wow, that's all right. Yeah, okay. What year was that? That would have been 2003.
It would have been, yeah.
That's some good math there. My first phone was 2002. So, I had a phone before you. Suck.
I've just realised I've had a phone for 2/3 of my life.
Yeah.
Quite literally 2/3 of my life.
Technically, less than that, because I only consider it having a phone while you're actually holding it. Like, if it's charging and you're not touching it, that's not having a phone at that time.
Oh, I mean, okay, what about if my phone isn't charging, but it is sitting in front of me and I can see the notifications flash up and I do look down?
I'll allow it.
Okay, so I do have a phone.
Yeah, but for those 8 hours roughly of nighttime sleepiness, you don't have a phone.
8 hours.
I know.
You're funny.
I'm talking to the general public here.
No.
Well, it's been a good episode. We talked about food and stuff. If you, dear cheesebags, have some strong opinions on ice creams, cookies, things like that, let us know. You can write to us, admin@nicepodbud.com, or go to nicepodbud.com and click on the contact button and, tell us what you think about ice creams and cookies. Maybe there's a cookie recipe that you've got for me that will work really well in a shitty desktop portable oven type thing. I mean, it's not like one of those like heat bulb light,
It's a proper oven.
I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, let us know. Or at NicePodBud on all social media. But you can also talk to Brogan, ask them about their Vegas Invader Zim shirt at 7 Billion Needles.
And you can ask Wayne about his Nintendo 64 hoodie at Wayne Geo.
There's nothing really to ask. It's just a Nintendo 64 hoodie.
I mean, they might want pictures.
Logo. Oh, there's pictures already exists from Scoopfest last year. Because we've been posting so many pictures of things that we've talked about.
Yeah, we really haven't.
Anyway, thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
And as always, stay fresh, cheese bags.